Yo dudes! Welcome to the apple tree. So right now apples are in season in Ireland. As Shawnee was saying there, you can barely go anywhere without finding apples. Great way of using free food. I'm going to show you how to make a simple, incredibly delicious apple crumble that happens to be low FODMAP, gluten-free and vegan and tastes magic. I'm going to pick apples here now and then head back down to the studio and we're going to show you how to make this beautiful apple crumble. Top tip for anyone getting apples, try to get the ones in the ground. They're called windfalls. They typically, when an apple's ripe, it falls off the tree. When it's not ripe, it's on the tree because it's ripening. So try to get the ones off the ground, that'll be better and make a sweeter pie. Welcome to the studio. So we're going to make a really easy fruit crumble. This happens to be low FODMAP, which means it's low in fermentable carbohydrates. So it's great for anyone with digestive issues, great for anyone who wants to just soothe their digestion. This is delicious, it's gluten-free, it's vegan, and it's low FODMAP. And genuine, it's incredibly tasty. So first step, we're going to stew our fruit. You're going to use 1 kilo of fruit if you want to make just a general crumble. So we're going to use, that's the basic framework. However, to make a low FODMAP, we have 500 grams of frozen strawberries. In they go into our pot, 300 grams of frozen blueberries or cranberries, and 180 grams of apple. So that's just to make it the low FODMAP quantity. As I mentioned, if you're not worried about making this easier to digest, just use 1 kilo of fruit of choice. Just to help this stew and to add more flavor, I'm gonna put 4 tablespoons of water. That's just gonna help just make it more loose. I'm putting in 5 tablespoons of maple syrup to make it a little bit sweeter. Teaspoon of ground ginger goes really, really delicious, and 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. You can leave out the spices if you want, but they do add that extra depth of flavor. So the term FODMAP might seem weird and you're like, what the hell is a FODMAP? It's a fancy acronym for the word fermentable oligosaccharide, disaccharide, monounsacharide, and polyols, which just refers to the degree of fermentableness of a carbohydrate in your stomach. For anyone with digestive issues, we get a cool course with a consultant gastroenterologist, that's a digestion doctor, and a dietitian to help you improve your digestion through diet. It's brilliant, really, really good, and gets amazing results. And people can do it from anywhere all over the world. Link down below just to check it out. So I'm just stewing my fruit here, and while that's happening, I'm gonna make our crumble. Just be careful with the stewed fruit. Occasionally give it a stir just so that it doesn't stick to the bottom and burn. So in terms of our crumble topping, into our bowl, I have 150 grams of gluten-free oats. If you're not worried about it being low FODMAP, just use any type of oat flake you want. And in on top of that, I have 3 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds, 3 tablespoons of sunflower seeds. Then I've got 50 grams of ground almond or almond flour. I've got 90 grams of maple syrup, which I'm gonna pour in, that's our liquid sweetener. And finally, I have 75 grams of coconut oil. With the coconut oil, it's solid. You're gonna have to get your hands in there and really use the heat from your hands to break down and melt that coconut oil and just coat every flake so it's just shining, it's glistening, it's gonna caramelize once it goes in the oven beautifully. So we stewed our fruit probably for around 15 minutes. And if you do want it smoother, just put an immersion blender in and blend it until it's super smooth. And obviously I like a bit of chunk and a bit of bite to it, so I'm gonna leave mine exactly as it is. So I'm gonna pour our stewed fruit now into a standard brownie tray and just even it out and make sure it's lovely and level. So this is where a fruit crumble gets its name. So we're gonna take our crumble topping and we're just gently gonna crumble it across the pockets so that it's evenly distributed. It's not too thick a layer because we want it to crisp up to golden. So it's just a light layer across it all, and make sure you use all the crumble, and in it goes into the oven. So we bake that 170 degrees Celsius for about 20 to 25 minutes, just until it goes lovely and golden at the top. Like, have a look here. One of my favorite bits is just when it starts bubbling up around the sides. It looks like crusted jam with just this lovely crispy magic on top. So we let our berry crumble cool just because it's easier to serve, and it also makes a wonderful breakfast, lunch, dessert, whatever. This is delicious. So this serves 8, so I'm just chopping it into 1/8 size. Nice polite serving size. So I love to serve this with vegan cream. This is just simple store-bought vegan cream. This isn't low FODMAP, so if you do want to have a low FODMAP, obviously leave the cream out. Okay, without further ado, this is my favorite bit of any video. I love a good dollop of this vegan cream. Look at that, beautiful. So we're gonna get crispy, gooey, fruity, and creamy. Oh, it's like when you get a whole fruit, it's lovely and jammy, and it's crispy, creamy. It's really delicious. I think it's so understated how elegant a simple crumble can be. My granny used to make the most incredible fruit crumbles, so I'd like to dedicate this to my granny. Granny May Flynn, you're the best. Sending lots of love, thanks for watching, and if you'd like to learn more about a Happy Good course, link down below. Cheers!